Hi, this is JP Morgan. On today's Slanted Lens lesson, we're going to take a look at how to shoot an action sequence or stunts on set. Today we're shooting a commercial for the Beeve Foundation promoting non-profit eye care in Fiji. This is an interesting project to work on that called for some really interesting stunt work. That's what we want to focus on today, how to create and edit stunts for your video work. We're on set with Alex Hill, who will help us coordinate the stunts as well as be our stand-in stunt actor. Our talent Will Doty will be featured in most of the shots. Will and Alex are wearing exactly the same outfits to make sure they look just like each other in the frame. We have two main stunt sequences that we're going to need to create. First, we have a guy falling down the stairs in an apartment building. Second, we have a guy in the park being hit in the face by a Frisbee. Let's start with our setup on the stairs. Every single stunt that you create on a set has to be believable. You need to be able to provide adequate coverage for the editor in order to make it look real. Having a stunt coordinator and a stunt person on set who performs a stunt is first and the number one key to our success. Alex is going to be both of those for us today. There are certain things you can't achieve if the actual action of the stunt looks fake. Safety is the most important factor in stunt work. That's why working with a coordinator is really critical. Alex has been doing stunt work for almost 10 years and knows how to fall down the stairs safely. Underneath his clothing, he's wearing safety pads on his elbows and knees. He's also wearing a brace for his back that will soften the hit from the fall. Don't attempt doing this at home. Don't attempt doing this without the proper safety equipment and a person who's been trained. The most important thing you need to know about the coverage you're producing during the stunt is that every single action is based on the cause and effect model. When a person falling down the stairs falls, something caused him to trip. That's your cause. So both of these things need to be captured in camera to make it real and so the audience will understand and won't be disoriented. To make the action shots look more interesting, it's best when the action is staged on the perpendicular axis towards the camera. For example, we set up our camera on a board across the stairs looking up towards the actor. We want our character to trip on the door jamb and then fall down the stairs rolling. This will be our first shot of our actor falling down as he falls into the camera. The fall is happening directly towards the camera, which makes the action more intense, immediate, and interesting. We brought in a large pad that we propped up in the stairs, and that way the actor can fall straight towards the camera into that mat and fall safely. We'll use our actor Matt because we see his face. This is our key reaction shot before the fall happens. To make action sequences look real and believable, they always need to be shot in wide first. It will capture the whole action. Then you need to punch in for close-ups to get the key moments. Usually the character's face in the moment of impact is one of these. Our second setup will now involve our stunt coordinator Alex. We'll not see his face, so it's going to work perfectly. We've set up 3 cameras for this shot. Usually when you shoot stunts, it's important to get as many camera angles as possible. We don't want this guy to fall down the stairs 100 times, so we set up the camera in 3 different places. We set up 2 main cameras up on the stairs looking down. One is framed for a wide shot and the other is framed more tight. It'll cut together really easily later. It'd be perfect to set a camera looking up the stairs at the fall, but since we're looking down, we'll see the camera and it wasn't really an option. Instead, we set up a camera over the stairs looking down. It's an interesting shot. Let's see how it works in the coverage. Finally, at a different location, we pick up a shot of Will tripping on the door jamb before he falls down the stairs. Remember, you need to capture the cause of the fall to know what's happening. So here's all the shots we had. We have tripping on the stairs and hitting his head. It's a nice medium shot that shows the cause of the fall. We have a shot of Will falling towards the camera, a wide shot to see the action. 3, we have a wide shot and close-up shots of our stunt person, Alex, rolling down the stairs. We have an overhead additional shot of the action of Alex falling down the stairs. Our lighting here is very simple. We had a big skylight at the top of the stairs that acted like a softbox. We simply put a light panel up to soften the sun that is coming through the skylight. This gives us a really nice glow inside the stairs. Then we put an LED in the stairs just to open it up just a little bit. Here's our final stunt sequence. Let's jump to our scene in the park. We need to shoot Will walking down the street and then getting hit in the face with a Frisbee. Who doesn't want to do that? The main shots we want to focus here are the impact of the Frisbee to the face and Will falling down. We first picked up a shot of Will walking down the street waving at his friends. We did this both as a medium and a close-up shot. Then we picked up a shot of Will's friends throwing a Frisbee at him. We chose a wider shot here to show the action better and to establish the scene. We also had a tighter shot with the Frisbee hitting the lens to show more immediate action. Notice how the throwing of the Frisbee is staged on the perpendicular axis to the camera. The Frisbee is flying directly towards the lens, which accelerates its speed and makes the action look more interesting. Now we are shooting shots of Will being hit in the face with the Frisbee. We're going to focus on the close-up shots here to see his reaction and the impact. We chose to shoot from the side to see the Frisbee hit Will's face to see his reaction better. We're going to shoot as much coverage for the different angles of the impact as possible. The Frisbee is being thrown from a short distance, so it's not really going to hurt Will's face. Notice it's a medium shot because it helps us see the action better in the direction the Frisbee is flying from. We also picked up a wide shot of Will falling on the ground. Again, perpendicular axis to the action. That's an important shot because we need to see the fall. Finally, we picked up a shot of Will hitting the ground, unconscious, and his friends run into him. That puts a button on our sequence. Notice that the shot starts with Will not laying down, but with him coming into the frame and laying unconscious. It's critical in filmmaking when shooting any sequence to start with action a little sooner to be able to give yourself a little bit of slack when editing. The same is true when ending the shot. Roll the camera for 3 seconds longer before you call cut. Here are all the shots we picked up. Will waving at his friend. Reverse shot of the friend throwing the Frisbee. The impact shot of the Frisbee hitting Will's face. Will falling on the ground. Will hitting the ground. Here's our final stunt sequence in the park. To light this scene, we've got Will walking towards us. I got him in the shade underneath the trees so that we really didn't have harsh light to work with. And then we put a silver reflector out in the sun to kick a little bit of light in on his face. Very simple setup, but really effective. Here's a couple of final tips about coverage and editing of your stunt. It's important that you have compositionally a variety of angles. Remember, always try to capture the wide of the action, then punch in for key close-ups, like face reaction, or when the actor bumps into the ground or hits the wall, or when the Frisbee hits him in the face, so we can see the cause and the effect of the action in the stunt. Shooting wides and coverage of the action is also important for pacing to make the cuts in the editing quicker and more exciting. If you do that, the edit will look more smooth and seamless. If you cut after the action happens or before, the sequence is going to look boring and kind of stagnant. Often the shots will not match. We had a blast on set and the shots turned out excellent. Thanks to our wonderful talent Will and our stunt coordinator Alex. Hope you find this helpful. Keep those cameras rolling, keep on cooking. We just finished a really neat shoot for the Beeve Foundation. Now this is something that we have not done that much in the past, but it's a non-profit organization. We shot the commercial. I was really interested to meet the people. I absolutely love the work that they do. They go over to Fiji and really give sight to an underserved population there in Fiji. Once a year, they take a group of doctors over, they set up a hospital, they do cornea transplants, they do all kinds of work to be able to give sight back to people who have not been able to see through their entire lives. Everyone that works there works absolutely for free. We're just calling on all the Slanted Lens listeners. If you have a desire to support a very worthy cause, go to FijiForSight.com. Look at the commercial. If you have a desire to donate something, donate. If you can't, pass it on. Maybe somebody else will. So Fiji for Sight. Today on the Slanted Lens, we're going to review Think Tank Pro's new camera case called the Logistics Manager 30. This is the largest case that Think Tank Pro offers right now. I absolutely love it because it's large enough to get big equipment in, but not so large you can't move it around, put it in the back of a vehicle and really get it out on location. The one thing I like about Think Tank Pro and the cases that they make is they always include a lot of little pockets here and there, places I can put cables. If I want to tether a computer, I can put filters, I can add just the different cables and things and keep it organized. This case has a lot of those little zipper pockets all around on the inside and the outside. Really thought through so the things you need are handy and you'll be able to use them on set. We're not sponsored by Think Tank Pro, but I love this case enough that I thought it was worth reviewing. Thought it's something you should see. Think Tank Pro, this is the Logistics Manager 30. Don't forget to subscribe to the Slanted Lens by clicking on the button below. Subscribe there, go to our webpage, theslantedlens.com, sign up for our newsletter. We're starting a series about business you're not going to want to miss out on, so make sure you get your name on our newsletter at theslantedlens.com. So keep those cameras rolling and keep on clicking.